I guess I'm the first speech, so I'd love to welcome you all. Thank you so much for coming. I haven't met half of you, but it's overwhelmingly wonderful to see everybody gathered here that they care about. So I just want to talk a little bit about my cousin Megs right here, who I love dearly. We all love dearly. So as kids, Megan and I sort of grew up together. I'm 2 years older than her. And Megs was a little bit shy. And I, to put it lightly, was not at all shy. So Megs, on her wedding day, I'm reminded of this time that we were like 10 and 12 or something like that. And we went to go see that classic American romance movie, You've Got Mail, with Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan. Woo! This is a little running joke with me and Megs because she was like, I don't want to go see the movie. I heard there was a kissing scene in it. And now we just watched her make out with her husband like 8 times. So that's funny on her wedding day. Full circle. So last year, I actually took a trip out to Portland. It was the first time I went out to Portland to visit Megan and Zach since they moved there. My friend and I went, and my friend asked me to describe what's your cousin like? What does she look like? Does she look like you? And I was like, well, she looks and dresses like an antique porcelain doll. So it's like she didn't disappoint any of us today. She looks like an antique porcelain doll. So it was funny because Megan used to wear my hand-me-downs, which in 1994 consisted of like a lot of oversized T-shirts and neon bike shorts is what I tended to wear, and then I would give to Megan, and for some reason she didn't mind wearing those, though her fashion has changed quite a bit over the years. I'm sure she was happy to grow out of that when she got older. But anyway, I went to Portland to visit Megan and Zach, and it was really on that trip that I realized what a perfect match they were for each other. I was really happy to see sort of an introduction into their lives together that I hadn't gotten to witness before. So my friend and I drove up to the house, and we got there at like 9 o'clock, and they were eating dinner, and it was totally dark, and I didn't know if they were home, so like I tentatively like knocked on their door, and Megan was like, "Hey, Kim, come in, we're just eating dinner," and I was like, "Oh, did the power go out?" And she was like, "No, we just don't really like lights." Okay, rock on. It's fine. And then
Candles.
there was a candle. And so then next to the candle, there was a centerpiece full of antlers of like various assorted animals on the table. And I was like, oh, that's really nice. And Zach was like, oh yeah, we get our antlers in Montana because they're cheaper there than Portland. So I'm like going through my Portland check, like me from the East Coast has like this Portland stereotype in her head after Portlandia came out, and I'm like going through the checklist, and I'm like, okay, so they don't like lights, and they overprice their antlers. That's what happens there. We had a great time though. Like Megan and Zach showed us, like we took 2 or 3 days, and they showed us an entire tour of their neighborhood, their house. I think they're really building a life together there. And we went on this really treacherous river rafting trip, and I've been fortunate enough to see some of the gentlemen over there that were on the river with us, and I introduced myself today. I said, "You were on a river with me, we almost died." But it started out really peaceful. They took us out, it was like nature, and Portland's great, and then all of a sudden we're like cycloning towards this wall, and Zach had he'd somehow bypassed the cyclone on the river and gotten off river. So it was me, Megan, and like a couple other guys. And I watched my cousin, like I'm carrying this raft, and I watched my cousin, without Zach, he had like gotten through, and trudging up this river upstream. For an hour. It was really, I'll tell you the longer story when you get a few more in me. But she was trudging upstream, and I was watching my little baby cousin, like, it was as if I just saw what an independent woman she had become. In the face of imminent death. And so it was great. She's not my baby cousin anymore. She's an independent, grown-up, beautiful artist and teacher. and now a wife, and also a crazy hippie. And Zach, you are also a beautiful artist and musician and husband and brother, and also a crazy hippie. And I love you guys very much. And so my visit to Portland. Showed me and gave me great confidence that Zach and Megs have a great group of friends out there in Portland. They've built a life together. They have a great house. They have a little garden. They have a great neighborhood, and that they've really found their place as well as their partner in each other out there. And so even though they're far away from a lot of us on the East Coast, it was really special to see that this summer. So thank you guys, and I love you very much.
Thanks,